Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Joy Newsroom. Coming up, minority in Parliament doubtful about Finance Minister's assurances regarding the fall in inflation. Also ahead, we'll take you to the West Hills Mall in Abrokwa for day 3 of the EcoBank Joy News Hapted First Second Clinic. Stay with us for details of these stories plus business and world news coming up. Don't go anywhere. My name is Abrokwa. Thanks for being with us. Member of Parliament for Bolgatanga Central, Isaac Adongo, is doubtful about the Finance Minister's assurances regarding the fall in inflation. He highlights several indicators that contribute to inflation problems, stating that there continues to be year-on-year growth of currency outside the banking sector. He says the inflation rate is likely to continue to rise, seeing that in just a year, money outside the banking sector grew by 44.8%, and in the first half of 2023, it increased by 41.3%, leading to a substantial withdrawal of funds from the banking system. He's been speaking on news analysis program Newsfile.
So inflation was 41% in May. It increased to 42% in June. That should tell you that inflation is on an upstick. And nobody celebrates 42.5% of inflation.
But it was 54.1 at the peak in December 2022.
Why? He wanted it.
So he's saying it has declined, and that is a fact.
No, I'm saying that if you had 42%, 54%, and you think that it should remain there, then you are not a manager of the economy. Let me tell you why inflation will remain elevated. I'm giving you these numbers from his own budget. Year-on-year growth. Currency outside the banking sector, the monies that they pumped into the economy, are not in the banks. People are withdrawing the money and putting it in their rooms, in their boxes, and under their beds. That alone grew by 44.8% in 2022, just 1 year. Half year, June of this year, it has grown by 41.3%. It means that in 1.5 years, over 86% of the money in the banking sector have left the banks. This will put further pressure on inflation. That's why inflation is on an upstick. You have to look at the fundamentals that are driving the numbers. If you were giving me downward growth in these numbers, then I'm seeing that your inflation will be anchored and that you are beginning to solve the problem. But the problem still persists and it's been getting worse. Look, total liquidity in the economy, 2022, grew by 38%. And by half year, it has grown even more than the total year, by 44.4%. How can you solve inflation with these type of numbers, liquidity numbers? Look, currency in circulation, 2022, it grew by 42.8%. And as at half year, it has grown by 38.8%. Reserve money, 2022, increased by 57.5%. And by half year, it has grown by 29.24%. These are the numbers that are driving inflation. So if you see these numbers and you are not scared, look, if you get 57.5% increase in your reserve money, what it means is that this must be multiplied by a factor of 3 to get the money supply in the economy. In other words, your amount of money in circulation grew by almost, your money supply increased by almost 160% in 1 year. And you need to bring those monies back in order to solve the problem of inflation.
Well, meanwhile, economist and political risk analyst Dr. Theo Champon says the economic indicators do not align with the finance minister's optimism in the statement, quote, "We've turned the corner." According to him, the frame of reference used by Ken Ofori-Atta to emphasize that the economic recoveries that have been experienced in the past few months as a result of the recent IMF bailout cannot be used to give an accurate analysis.
Some of the indicators that the government set for itself in the 2023 budget, which was read in November of last year, and you compare that to what the projections are for this year, clearly you see that there are issues, because if we had turned the corner, the question then would have been, why are we then revising all these macroeconomic numbers and indicators down from what we said we'll be doing ourselves? So let's start with the positives, and then we'll address the other substantive issues. Yes, if you look at GDP growth on the quarterly basis, the number that we have for the first quarter of the year is up 4.2% versus 3% of last quarter. If you look at the reserves, which is one of the big issues with CD and the depreciation, the net international reserves was 0.6 months, basically 2 weeks of import cover as of December last year. That's how dire the situation was. And it's been reported now that it's now gone up to 1.1 months of import cover. So
that's 3 weeks, right?
No, that's 1.1 months. So that's 1 month and a couple of days on top of that. So we've been able to add some buffer, more or less, to that. If you look at the primary balance, so the primary balance is your revenue and expenditure, but you don't include your interest payments in that. If you look at that, the report shows that we have a surplus of 1.1% of GDP versus an original target of 0.04%. And there's public debt and all of that. So these are positive indicators. We acknowledge that. But you have to do a holistic analysis using the entire budget number of 2023 as the frame of reference. And if you use that as a frame of reference, it is difficult to sustain then the argument that we have turned the corner. Because the indicators show very clearly that we have made major adjustments and cuts to a lot of these numbers. Take inflation, for argument's sake. In the original policy target, inflation should be between 6 and 10%. Inflation now is in excess of 42%, right? And it's sticky. It's not coming down anytime soon. So you cannot then, on the basis of that, say, because the inflation is 40 or so percent and it's been relatively stable around that mark, we have turned the corner. That argument doesn't wash.
Now, President Akufo-Addo has reiterated his conviction that setting aside the 4th of August as Founders Day remains an appropriate way to recognize and appreciate the collective efforts of the nation's forebearers in securing the independence of the country. He made the statement in an address to herald the 4th year since the 4th August Founders Day holiday was instituted.
Our nation commemorated the maiden edition of Founders Day, a day set aside to recognize the contributions made by successive generations of Ghanaians across many decades to the liberation of our nation from the shackles of colonialism and imperialism and the founding of the new nation state of Ghana. 4 years on, it is good to see that the needless controversy spurred on by largely outdated political considerations that initially embroiled the celebration of this day is being gradually set aside as more and more Ghanaians now come to appreciate the collective effort made by many Ghanaians to the process of gaining our independence. 4th August, in the life and history of our nation, is one of utmost importance. It is indeed a sacred day. We must remember the sacrifices made some 126 years ago when a group of our forebears formed the Aborigines Rights Protection Society in Cape Coast on 4th August 1897. Today, 76 years later, and 66 years after independence, our nation is considered a beacon of democracy and stability in Africa, where the rule of law, respect for individual liberties and human rights, and the principles of democratic accountability are part and parcel of our governance structure. These are the very things for which our forebears fought. The battle our generation must fight and win is that of rapid economic development. We must set Ghana to rights and get our country to where it should be. The challenge before us remains to build a modern economy and thereby generate a prosperous, progressive, and dignified life for the mass of our people.
Now, traditional authorities at Mepe have climaxed the 2023 Afenoto Festival with a grand deba. In his welcome address, the Manklalo of Mepe traditional area, Toby Kosi Nego the Sixth, appealed to government to complete a self-initiated TVET school in Dadome to help the youth in the area get employable skills. Ivy Setoji has the rest of the story.
The Manklalo of Mepe traditional area, Toby Kosi Nego, in his welcome address, lamented on the unemployment in the district and the country as a whole. Togbe Kosi Nego noted that the surest way of curbing unemployment is to bring the vocational and technical education to the doorsteps of the people.
One way of tackling this is to bring vocational and technical education to the doorsteps of our people. Realizing these needs, the chiefs and people of Abrokwa traditional area have embarked upon a self-help project to construct a TVET school in Dadome, at the other side of the Volta River. The structure is almost at the roof level. We have appealed government through our regional minister to help us complete the structure and install the necessary equipment for teaching and learning to commence.
Togbe also appealed for the roads in the district to be fixed.
I have one humble request. We have been crying for over 5 years. 5 years now for our town roads, especially the Ajapro junction to Tito, RC Church bypass route to be upgraded. The project, which I have captured with all my welcome addresses, when tackled, will help decongest the main road passing through the town, especially during occasions like this. I'm therefore once again appealing to the Honorable EC to secure us a grading machine to reshape the roads.
Divine Osborne Fenu is the DCE for North Tongu and has been speaking on some developmental projects in the district.
The government and the district assembly have embarked on some developmental projects in the district. For instance, we have completed the construction of 4 number unit market shares at Battle. We have constructed another 2 open market shares at Battle. Currently, we are rolling the drop-on market. We have completed the construction of 1 No. 2 bedroom semi-detached.
The MP for the area, Samuel Abrokwa Okujeto, also spoke on mining and the black voter.
I want to suggest, that we shouldn't wait for the government, we shouldn't wait for all the MPs to come together. We are all here as a community. Let us declare no galamsey in the voter. We have the power to do that. And let us pledge as a community that if we see anybody attempting to do any galamsey in any portion of the voter, we ourselves are going to drive the people out. We have the power to do that. The Constitution of Ghana empowers citizens. You know, there is even citizen arrest. It is lawful, it is allowed. If you see any wrongdoing, if you see anybody trying to subvert the Constitution, you have the constitutional right, the constitutional mandate as a citizen to stop those people. So we are not going to be like other parts of Ghana where they are waiting for people in authority. We have the authority, we have the power. So Volta River, no-go area for galamsey. The black voter may have started, but that's where it will end. And we'll even go there and chase them out because we know the consequences once it begins to move down south over here.
The festival was under the theme Together in Peace and Development. Ivy Setoji, Joy News, Mepe.
Now, the paramount chief of Dwinim traditional area, Nana Bofu Beni IV, has expressed worry about the tall list of unresolved chieftaincy and land disputes in the Bono region. 8 out of the 17 paramount cities in this region are in dispute. Now, speaking in Sunyane at a memorial lecture in honor of the late Nana Nyama II, Sunyane Queen Mother Nana Bofu Beni IV said until peace reigns in the region, growth and development will continue to elude them. Precious Semebo has more.
Bono Regional Peace Council's third memorial lecture in honor of the late Nanaya Nyama II, Queen Mother of Sunyane, was on the theme Managing and Resolving Chieftaincy and Land Disputes through Dialogue and Consensus Building. Participants, including the family and Bono Regional Minister Justina Osubanahini, eulogized the contribution of the late Queen Mother in fostering peace in the region. However, chieftaincy and land disputes remain high, with 8 out of the 17 paramountcies in dispute. Swala Abdel Akwanda, Executive Secretary of the Bono Regional Peace Council, explains the rationale behind the theme.
Sometimes when these cases happen, another way to handle or to manage is to go to court to do adjudication. Or if you want to go to the extreme, or sometimes even to do violence, the parties are resort to violence. In order for it not to happen at all, for us to be bringing parties together to facilitate a dialogue. So we want to understand the causes, we want to understand the effects, and we want to understand what can be done to deal with it.
According to the Regional Lands Officer Benjamin Jojo Edu Hansen, the disputes affect land administration, which needs to be resolved.
Those who have even agreed that they should come and determine their boundaries, some employed unprofessional surveyors, those we call the quack surveyors. They are not trained surveyors, but our chiefs rely on them to help them determine their boundaries. No, this brings problems, and we have to stop it. Our chiefs themselves, in fact, I will not take them out. They must know that they own their land, and we are here to serve them. I will plead with them that right from the onset, they should look for the professionals. Every chief who wants to develop his land into township, the processes are there. Either you go to the assembly.
Macy's one-day sale is going on now with great deals of the day on back-to-school essentials they need now, like 40 to 50% off kids and juniors outfits, 25 to 50% off backpacks, bags, and accessories, and get their dorm room set with 40% off small appliances from Bella, Crux, and more. Plus, download the app for even more great deals of the day at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
At Rocket, we know buying a home is exciting and a bit overwhelming. Ready to buy a home but stressed about writing those big checks? Rocket can help you save. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you can get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. It's a pretty big deal, and one you can get only with Rocket. Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
For purchase transactions only, must log rate between 331 and 831. Call 8337-ROCKET for conditions and restrictions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
If you come to the Lands Commission,
the paramount chief of Junim Traditional Area, Nanabo Bini IV, expressed worry about the slow growth of the region due to dispute. He called for peace to end their fair share of development.
When the government wants to put up a project, it is a problem. And almost every day you go to courts, it is land dispute, it is chieftaincy. So if these things are going on, how do we plan for development? So today, as we met here, and Nananum have heard that we are major stakeholders, other stakeholders are here, and they have come out to realize that these two things, land and chieftaincy disputes, are not helpful and are seed development. We hope we'll go back and plan and take a second look at the ways and means chieftaincy is facing problems.
Precious Semevo, Joy News, Sunyai.
Well, still in the Bono region, the principal of St. Ambrose College of Education at Doma Ekweomu, Reverend Father George Treme, says the ongoing strike by the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAG, is not only affecting the students but also complicating the crash programs being run. CTAG reviewed its services earlier this month, citing government's non-compliance with the National Labour Commission's arbitral award orders. Speaking during the graduation ceremony of the college, Reverend Father Treme appealed to the government to act fast and save the already tight academic calendar. Here's Special Semebo.
The Fifth Congregation of St. Ambrose College of Education at Doma Kwemu in the Doma East District of the Bono region saw 181 students graduate as the first batch of Bachelor of Education with 5 first-class honors. Speaking on the theme, implementation of the Bachelor of Education program in the colleges of education in Ghana, the realities and the way forward, Dr. Samuel Awuku, a council member of the University of Cape Coast, noted that though all colleges lack adequate infrastructure after their transition, strong leadership is required for their success.
We can continue to list all the realities, but you know what? Sometimes it's good to just look forward. And to look forward, the first and foremost thing that we've all realized across the country is that for every institution, whatever strategic plan policy that needs implementing, we need strong and robust strategic leadership, distributed leadership, so that leadership is not concentrated in only one person, but it is actually distributed.
The principal of the college, Reverend Father George Treme, called on the graduates to be focused and critical thinkers in their dealings.
Prove to the people that you are mature and stand by right values which you have learned and have been implanted in you. Your mindset should be positive and malleable. Ghana needs people with great mindset and with growth mindset and not fixed mindset. Be mindful of modern trends in education and use them to your advantage.
He expressed worry over the effects of the strike action by the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana on students and the academic calendar. He appealed to the government to intervene.
The strike is no good for us. It's affecting teaching and learning, taking into account the fact that we are running a crash program with students always on campus throughout the year. Once there is a strike, there's a break. It affects students and it's going to affect the teachers themselves. The negotiation ended, the Labour Commission with arbitration ended everything. I'm told that CTAG has completed a side of the agreement. So
We appeal to government to come to the aid of CTAC and to the aid of the colleges, because if this continues, the student will be disturbed. The academic year will also be disrupted because we have others waiting. Some have to leave so others to come in. And our academic year is supposed to end in December. If we are not careful, we will not be able to meet that target, and we will have to run into next year, and it will not be good for us.
Emmanuel Yayebua was named overall best graduate. Precious Semevo, Joy News, Domakwamu.
The Executive Secretary of the Right to Information Commission, Yao Sapon Boateng, says the commission is impressed with the number of people seeking information through its medium. He says the development means a lot to the democratic governance of the country. Mr. Boateng was speaking at a sensitization forum with heads of the various institutions in Cape Coast and a section of the public.
The Information Act, as you indicate, was passed in 2019. Its implementation began in 2020. And so far, I think it has impacted so well. Ghanaians are embracing it. And if you look at the reports that we filed in Parliament in 2020, the numbers were not great in terms of number of applications that had been received. It was about 50 across the whole nation. In 2021's report, you realize that it jumped from 50 to 289. And then in 2022 report, it has moved to 783 applications for information. It's actually a jump between 2021 and 2022. So Ghanaians have really embraced this law and are using it, carefully and tremendously. I think, yeah, the response was equally great. I think that the refusal rate is less than 10% in terms of that. But you see, you don't treat the refusal as just a way of refusing information. The law provides for exemptions, and that is why you would see why some agencies have decided that this information is not information we ought to give out. So it is all within the legal space. The law gives us the right of access to information. However much it prevents anyone from asking us the reasons for using or choosing to request for that information, it also imposes how we use the information and its liabilities on us as individuals, so that we encourage people to use information responsibly. So if you choose to defame someone or defame a public institution with information you have gained under the Right to Information Act, you should also expect that the liabilities or the consequences of such misuse of information is on you, the individual. All right, you can only indicate how urgent you need the information so that information can be processed within 48 hours for you. But no one should compel any individual to indicate why they need information. However uncomfortable you may be as an information officer, it is not your place to be asking why people need.
Now, management of Pando Senior High School is worried that the school cannot accommodate the increasing number of students. Headmaster Charles Evans Abrokwa says the school lacks enough classrooms, accommodation for teachers, dormitory for students, and ICT logistics. Speaking at the launch of the school's 70th anniversary, he called for stakeholder collaboration to resolve the infrastructure challenges.
The Pando Senior High School in the Pando municipality of the Volta region was established in 1953. It now has a student population of 3,498. Due to the rapid increment in student population within the last few years, there's an urgent need to increase infrastructure to accommodate students. The management was compelled to introduce the shift system to make use of the inadequate classrooms, while some classes are conducted in the dining hall. Some students who spoke to Joy News lamented that the development affects the smooth running of academic activities.
When we have dining hall section, we have to make it very fast and then make those having class should come. And then even if class is going on well, and it's time for hall section, class section must be very quick.
We have pleaded with the authorities and the head of the state to help us get a new assembly hall for the school because of the population growth of the school.
We need a new boys hostel for the school because as we go, the population keep rising up.
Speaking to the media on the sideline of the local launch of the 70th anniversary of the school, the headmaster, Charles Evans Apreku, asserted that an 18-unit classroom block must be provided to ensure every class has a conducive environment to study.
We are running shift. And I hope that if we get another 18 units classroom block, it will help us ease the tension so far as classroom infrastructure is concerned. We talk of school vehicle bus for excursion for students. For now, we have not been given the government buses that is being distributed. And I want to use this opportunity to appeal for a bus for the school.
Less than half of the 235 teaching and non-teaching staff are housed on the campus due to the unavailability of enough staff bungalows. Another worrying development is the lack of enough computers in the school, though it offers elective information communication technology courses.
Our laboratory, ICT, the student population and those who are doing ICT as a core is very large. If we don't get computers, it means that WASI, for example, we have to travel, as an old school of this nature has to travel to another school before you can write. It's an urgent appeal I'm making to our old students, PTA, and the government to come to our aid.
For the 70th anniversary, the Old Students Association has decided to invest into 3 projects that we refer to as 70th Anniversary Legacy Projects. And these projects are the Science Academy of the school, that is the base for the National Science and Maths Quiz, Robotics Center, and the National Cyber Security Center.
The guest speaker for the anniversary launch, Nyatepe Kosi Ayibo, entreated teachers, parents and the community to play their respective roles to ensure an effective education for the students. Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News, Bandu.
43 students excelling in various fields of academic and non-academic activities at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology have been recognized in the maiden edition of the Vice Chancellor Students Excellence Awards. Awardees received plaques for their exemplary roles as students and aspiring leaders of the institution. Areas of recognition include academic excellence, inventions, sports, innovations, and entrepreneurship. Clinton Abua has more in the following report.
Contributing positively to one's community is an essential life deed which Ghanaian youth are being entreated to cultivate. At the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, a multitude of students and personnel in academia gathered to witness the appreciation of students who have set an inspiring standard for the entire campus community. KNUST provides a pool of over 80,000 students pursuing academic and non-academic ventures in inventions, innovations, entrepreneurship, sports, cadet, peer counseling, creative arts, among others. The prestigious Vice Chancellor's Students' Excellence Award is bestowed upon students who exhibit remarkable achievements in both scholastic and extracurricular endeavors. Speaking on the theme, Balancing Arts, Honoring Academics, Innovation and Beyond, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Rita Akusua-Dixon, lauded the awardees and inspired them to keep impacting their societies.
Obviously, the essence of this award is to show appreciation to our dear students who have endeared themselves and are excelling in respective spheres of student life. As we pride ourselves in quality education we offer in these luminaries, we anticipate that they will pay their dues by impacting society with the knowledge acquired. We look forward to groundbreaking research, the production of new vaccines and drugs and what have you to cure life-threatening diseases, innovations, inventions, and introduction of new technologies that will give Ghana and the continent of Africa a competitive edge globally.
Awardees expressed their appreciation for the recognition.
It means a lot to me because I've come to understand that beyond the classroom, there are a lot of other skills that can be attained by being a student of KNUST. Getting an opportunity to become more vocal, to become more articulate is something that was very dear to me. And getting recognition of the fact that I am one of the best to do that is completely heartwarming, and I am very, very appreciative of the opportunity given to me by the Vice Chancellor.
We have to do our best, to work hard, and then be self-motivated because we didn't have any idea about it. But by God's grace, we've been acknowledged, recognized, and appreciated by the university, and so it means a lot to me. For me, I'm so happy today. Today is one of the happiest days in my life. I'm so happy.
Reporting for
Macy's one-day sale is going on now with great deals of the day on back-to-school essentials they need now, like 40 to 50% off kids and juniors outfits, 25 to 50% off backpacks, bags, and accessories. And get their dorm room set with 40% off small appliances from Bella, Crocs, and more. Plus, download the app for even more great deals of the day at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
At Rocket, we know buying a home is exciting and a bit overwhelming. Ready to buy a home but stressed about writing those big checks? Rocket can help you save. When you buy with Rocket Homes and finance with Rocket Mortgage, you can get up to $10,000 cash toward closing from Rocket Mortgage. It's a pretty big deal. And one you can get only with Rocket. Visit onlywithrocket.com to get started today.
For purchase transactions only, must log rate between 331 and 831. Call 8337-ROCKET for conditions and restrictions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
News Clinton, Yeboah.
And this is the Joy Newsroom. We'll be back with business.
Good morning. Welcome to Joy News Desk. My name is Aisha Ibrahim.
Let me tell you, this is not a small job at all.
What can you report from the Fana community?
We are still sounding the alarm for people who are hiding to know that help has come.
The board is supposed to be meeting this morning to deliberate on this nominee.
Yes, this problem has been recurring over time.
The people have invested the fruits of their excellence, and you want to throw it away because you think you can. No, it's not lawful for him to do it, period.
What's the basis that these financial assurances will be giving latest today?
If you follow what had transpired over the week, we got the information when the president addressed the May Day celebration, indicating that China is going to come on board.
How do I acquire a litigation-free land or property in this country? Should I buy a house or go through the building process? If I should buy, what are the critical stages and pitfalls? If I should build, how do I get started? Registration of land, who can help me? Can I just draw my own plan and build? What are the steps in getting a building permit? Rising cost of building materials. Any other options? These artisans' class seems to be ripping me off my money. What can I do? For this and other building-related issues, join Emmanuel Owusu-Ansah on The Pyramid Show every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on your favorite channel, Joy News Television.
Welcome back. It's time for business. The Ghana Free Zones Authority is appealing to businesses in the export-oriented space and other service providers to join the new licensing regime, which gives them the opportunity to enjoy some incentives from the authority. According to Chief Executive Michael Quay Jr., the new licensing concept allows all export or services business that deliver about 70% of goods outside the country to be part of the scheme irrespective of their location. He spoke after engaging the Association of Ghana Industries in a meeting.
With the Accra chapter of the Association of Ghana Industries was aimed at enhancing information sharing among players of key sectors of export trade in order for the country to benefit from the Continental Free Trade Agreement. According to the Chief Executive for Free Zones, Mike Okwe Jr., Ghana's friendly business environment makes it the ideal location for more investors to establish their businesses. Therefore, it used the opportunity to call on export-oriented businesses and service providers to consider joining the Free Zone scheme in order to benefit from many incentives.
You don't need to be in a free zone enclave to get a license. You can be around your area or the source of your raw material. So if you are doing share and you want to be located in the north, you can be in the north but have the license and not be in the location to be a free zone company. Another thing that we also want to inform the Ghanaian public about is if you are doing 70% of export, then you are welcome to come and get these monetary incentives or the non-monetary incentives. When you come, we'll go into detail depending on the kind of company you have. Because your company may be a manufacturing company, different sets of rules apply. Your company may be a services company, different sets of rules apply. But we are even inviting more service companies to come. Why? Ghana has been said to be the second most peaceful country in Africa as per the Global Peace Index.
Chairman for the Greater Accra AGI, Chona Makbelu, described the meeting as a very fruitful one, which afforded an avenue for captains of industries to share their challenges with the authority.
I thought it as a crucial and a strategic attempt to collaborate with the Free Zone in order to have most of our members have their companies as Free Zone companies. Today's meeting is essentially to expand the relationship and to really understand what it takes to become a Free Zone company. So it'll be very fruitful. As a result of these conversations, a lot of things were revealed. For example, that 70%, you need to be able to export 70% of your products, and also there's no revenue threshold. What it means is that most of our SMEs are able to enroll as Free Zone companies. We didn't know that. In the past, you only see very few companies run by elderly people, grown-ups, and very rich. But with this expose, we know that SMEs can partake. Mind you, most of our members are SMEs. And so for us, it's very important and strategic.
The theme for the meeting was the role of Ghana Free Zones Authority in harnessing the potential of the private sector for economic good. Eben Sabute's report for Joy Business.
Now, government has inaugurated a medium-term revenue strategy steering committee to ensure proper appropriation and preservation of the national purse. The setup of the committee follows the mid-year budget review in a bid to deliver a revenue strategy that focuses on incentives towards sectors crucial for sustainable and inclusive growth. Here's more in this report.
During the mid-year budget reading, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta mentioned that the mutual prosperity dialogues would seek to facilitate the ease of doing business, to crowd in private, domestic and foreign investments. To reach an FDI target of $3 billion over the medium term, government implemented a medium-term revenue strategy. The Ministry of Finance has inaugurated a steering committee to oversee the strategy. George Winful is Director of Revenue Policy Division at the Ministry of Finance.
This would be the first of its kind. Our focus is to make sure that all relevant stakeholders are brought on board so that the whole of government approach towards ensuring that the interests of all stakeholders are taken into consideration before the implementation. I mean, we are supposed to complete the development of this document by end of September. Already we have begun engaging some stakeholders. We have sent letters to some stakeholders for their inputs and so on, and we continue engaging. And so the only thing I will say is that it's a great opportunity for the general public to continue engaging with us, seize the opportunity to make their inputs so that at the end of the development of the document, all their interests would have been brought on board.
Director General of the National Development Planning Commission, Kojo Esim Abrampa, is optimistic the Medium-Term Revenue Strategy Steering Committee will increase revenue mobilization and ease the pressure of the Ministry of Finance.
This is very, very important. Important in the sense that we always quote figures that we are far behind our African peers in terms of revenue mobilization. And then when you come to the middle-income peers, we are even far below. 13% of our GDP, that's what we're able to collect. Compared to African peers, who are almost all of them are above 17%, heading towards 20%. And we are supposed, as a middle-income country, to be with our peers, which are above 25%. But we are now wallowing at 13%. I think it's quite disheartening. And it brings a lot of pressure on decision-making around resources that we have, because the needs that we are demanding is at a middle-income level, whilst we are mobilizing revenue even far below least developing countries. And this is a challenge. It puts a lot of pressure on the Minister of Finance in being able to prioritize and meet the needs of the country, particularly in providing public services.
The Medium-Term Revenue Strategy Steering Committee was urged to work closely with the Ghana Investment Promotion Center and the various members of the Growth Strategy team to ensure reaching the FDI targets over the medium term.
You're watching Joy Newsroom. Let's take you to the West Hills Mall in Accra next, where patrons of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair's second clinic are thrilled about the products and services on display at the fair. We'll go there live shortly. First, Carlos Caloni brings us a comprehensive overview of the fair's events on Saturday.
And you want, is it property you want, or you want security doors, or maybe you need some insurance for your home. All that put together is what we have here at the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair happening here at the West Hills Mall. Now we have a number of exhibitors who are promising mouth-watering packages from Syntex tank to EcoBank to elegant homes and to security cameras and all that. And so I will be speaking with some of the exhibitors here to find out from them what product they have and how that can benefit their prospective customers.
We are offering free video intercom and free GSM alarm to our patrons who walk in and purchase any of our CCTV packages. So we have the 4, the 8, the 16 based on your environs and the areas you'd want to monitor. And as I said, if you purchase any of it, we are giving you free video intercom or free GSM alarm systems.
We have 2 products. We have the house and then we have the land. So for the house, it's strictly demand driven. We build based on your request, what you request for from our payment plan. We give that to you. So you start making payments up to 30%. Then you move in. As you're in, you continue making the rest in installment. When you're done, you own the house. And then for the land too, we have up to 2 years payment plan. But we are running promotions now. So when you do outright, you have like 20,000 discount on it for 70 by 100, for example. Tomorrow being the last day, we are hoping people will pass by and then ask the questions they keep on asking when they call. So we are running promotions, yeah. I wouldn't say so much about the promotions, but we are running a lot of juicy promotions. So we hope they pass by. We have up to tomorrow to move. So we hope they pass by and then, also experience the nice environment and then the fun going on.
All right, I want to take you live there now to the West Hills Mall in Accra, where my colleague Carlos Caloni is on the ground for us. How are things shaping up, Carlos?
All right, today being the final day of the fair, vendors here are promising mouth-watering packages for all the patrons who are actually trooping in here. So since morning, a number of patrons have been here and they are benefiting from those packages. Now, for those of you watching us at home, you may want to know the kinds of products that you can benefit from when you come to this fair. When you come here, you can equally buy a piece of land for yourself. You can buy a home, or you can get some roofing shades to roof your house, or maybe you want to take a mortgage, whatever it is that you're looking for, we have all of that here at the fair. And so for you to appreciate exactly what the vendors are promising, would want to go in here to speak to them so you can really understand exactly the products that they have for you. So here is the EcoBank stand. As you can see, these are executives from EcoBank, and so we'll be engaging them to find out from them what kind of mortgage facilities they have. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, so tell us, what product do you have?
Good afternoon. So we have our regular mortgage products. We have diaspora mortgage as well. And then we do equity release as well.
Okay, so how are the patrons able to take advantage of some of these your products? I mean, how are they able to benefit?
So for any customer who has identified a completed house, we will do a regular mortgage for you or any other kind that you want. And for those who want us to help them through the journey, we can help you acquire land. We also have our partners who can offer you building materials on hire purchase or consumer finance product as well. We'll take you through from purchasing the land through completion and then furnishing as well. We have, at every stage, we have partners who are willing to, who have products to help you go through that process.
All right, there are those who have the view that this is for the filthy rich people. I mean, do I need to have an account with you to benefit from all of this? We want to know.
Yes, you need to have an account with EcoBank. I mean, we have so many other products that you benefit from once you have an account with us. And then for the mortgage, you definitely need to have an account with us as well.
All right, so from Friday to today, Sunday being the final day, how has it been for you? How is it going?
It's going great. People have been around asking us what we have to offer. We've taken them through all the products that we have. And if you haven't been here yet, we are expecting you. We still have time. So please come. We are here to give you all the advice that you need in acquiring a house.
Do you have any special discounts for those who come to this fair to benefit from specifically?
Well, for us, we would say that come to us, we'll direct you to our partners who have wonderful discounts at every level. Be it buying a house, I mean, our partner, Elegant Homes, would have discounts for you. If it means purchasing land, for land you need to identify and then we will help you finance. But for the other products, when it comes to building materials, we have discounted rates also for that.
All right, finally, going into the main exhibition or the main fair in September, just next month, what should those watching us expect from EcoBank?
Well, from now till September, you have enough time to open an account. You have enough time to call us on our contact center lines. You have enough time to go online to check out all the other wonderful products you have and that we have. And then from now also, those who are ready to buy houses, identify what you have, you want. And when you come to us, we'll help you finance it.
Thank you so much for talking to us. That's an executive from EcoBank. But we also have some patrons here to talk to them, to share their experience with us. So you're live on Joy News. You've been here going through all the boat. What have you seen so exciting?
Well, I've seen things that I didn't think I'd be able to afford in terms of the housing and the land. Basically, even though some of the establishments are a bit far away, you understand that these days in Accra, you don't get land that's within town. So it's encouraging in terms of the kinds of properties that are available and the prices. So I'd say overall it's been an interesting experience.
How about the discount?
Well, some are offering some good discounts in case you have the money to pay up front. So it's to be expected. If you have some good savings you can put towards your home, I think that you'll be able to enjoy some good discounts.
What would you want to say to those watching us? I mean, in terms of coming to the fair.
Okay, so what I would say to people is that they shouldn't think it's out of their reach. You know, just come and see what's on offer and you might be surprised.
All right, thank you so much. So that's a patron here expressing his views. Now we go to Elegant Homes General Construction. They are into construction of homes. As you can see, we will be engaging with them to understand exactly what product line they have and what those watching us can really look at. So you are live on Joy News. What is so unique about Elegant Homes?
So Elegant Homes has a lot of architectural designs. We also give clients the opportunity to bring in their own designs so that we can also build it up for them in the estate. Yes. We don't have one particular design in the estate. We have ours, and also clients also bring theirs for it to be built. Yes, thank you.
Okay, for this fair, what package do you have for those visitors?
So from the mini clinics, there's the second one and the third one. We are giving a 10% discount on all our prices, including a fitted kitchen, a fitted wardrobe, ceiling speakers, and many more. So we want everybody to come to our stand to enjoy the 10% discount.
What should they look forward to in September when we have the main fair?
So the main fair, we are expecting that clients should come. They should come so that we have a discussion. If we say it's now, it will even make them come. We want them to come so that they will expect something different when they come around. We will speak to them about it.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us. So that's Elegant Homes. But as well, we have another patron here to share his experience with us. You have been around since morning. You've gone through all the booths. What can you tell us about the good discount and things that you're hearing from the vendors?
Well, I think it's a nice way of educating Ghanaians about the various houses that they can opt for. And the only thing is that we expect the prices of the houses and so on to go down a bit because, we are in hard times and a lot of people do not have much cash. So if they can do something about the pricing, I think it will help a lot. And a lot of people will then come for.
All right, but overall, what is your general impression about the fair?
It's good. It's educative, and I hope we have more of such fairs in the various regions especially, so that so many people can have an idea of what is going on in the housing areas and so on. Right, that's it.
All right, thank you so much. And so we're just giving you a feel of the fair here. I'll be speaking to global lighting. I mean, when you have your home, definitely you need lighting. And as you can see, global lighting is into lighting, and they have all kinds of products here. Briefly, we want to find out from them what they have and what the customer should look forward to. So what product do you have briefly?
Oh, please, we have the emergency LED bulbs. We have the spotlights for your POP ceiling. We also have our unique ceiling fan. We have the distribution board. We also have the 600 by 600 ceiling lights. Then we also have our 3-way adapter.
Okay, all right, thank you. And I believe that a lot of patrons are coming, as we can see in the photo. So I have one gentleman here to talk to briefly before I wrap up. You have been here since morning going around looking at all this product. What is your general impression?
In fact, we just came a while ago, but my general impression is that it is a good show. I'm getting to learn about some of the things that I'll need for my house. So I'm asking all the relevant questions, and the people are very receptive, and they provide a lot of useful information.
All right, thank you so much. And so that's from a patron here. So, Darrell, you can see that the fair is actually ongoing. A lot of people are trooping in. Vendors are already attending to everyone here. So those of you watching us from wherever you are, if you are home, wherever, we entreat you to actually come here and also take part in this particular fair. From the West Hills Mall, my name is Carlos Kaloni for Joy News.
All right, thank you, Carlos. So make your way to the West Hills Mall in Accra if you can for the last day of the second clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. And that's the Joy News Room. Thanks for watching, everyone. The law is coming up next with Samson Ladi Ayenini. Today's topic, age's role in prosecutions, is happening at the top of the hour at 2 o'clock. Don't miss it. And thanks for watching, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com. Goodbye.